the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Phoenix Suns. And guys, for the Suns, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. We'll be checking out Eric Bledsoe.
The Suns are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And also joining us on the sidelines, the league's most valuable player in 2004, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
Okay, how you been, man? It's good to see you.
We've got a few moments here before.
Well, guys, when I asked him what impressed him the most about today's opponent, he immediately referred to the explosiveness on their offense. He said they have so many different ways to hurt you that it's impossible to take away everything. It's just about damage control. He acknowledged they've got a big job to do defensively. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute, I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say it.
Okay. So the opening lineup for the Suns. Booker and Jackson, the young perimeter pair. Alex Len out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Bledsoe in at the one spot. Len, a screen. Jackson misses. Looking at Minnesota, they took the win in their last game against the Heat. Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turn.
He's not known as a flamboyant player by any means, but Zhang puts on a show with that one.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Dudley against Gibson, and Dudley kicks to Jackson. A three-pointer is right on target. Jackson's got 5 now. Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough thing?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. Just say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed at which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up it together like at this speed, like this. We're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. Bledsoe with it. Jones covering. Bledsoe dishes to Booker. They double him with Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. Len, good. Len's got his first points in this one. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breather? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? How would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise in knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, you know, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Jackson kicks to Booker. Back to Jackson. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Jackson's got 7 points in the game. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy, man. Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well. Was very long. Had a lot of counters. Very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Yeah, and this is really what you love about Devin Booker. He gets to the free throw line at a high rate and hits a high percentage. Boy, his free throw shooting has been on the mark tonight. Nothing new there, right? That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
Len, a screen. Jackson passes to Len. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. He's got 6. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, you know 2K is always loud, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul. Bledsoe dishes the land. Near the three-point line, it's Booker. And it's Phoenix scoring again. And KG, 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not.
Listen,
age.
Man, listen, I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more, and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man.
Thank you.
Man, what's the secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you, seriously?
Broadcasting the NBA, 20 years, and then 12 years with 2K.
You're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? To bring the best in for the best. You understand, my dude? Straight up.
That's why we've got you. But Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you?
Man,
especially when you were young.
Man, listen, man. 2K is it, bro. Hey, there's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you play basketball, if you online, nobody's playing it, nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they got to do this. They know.
Hits the three-point bomb. And Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show Area 21 has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, give it from a perspective of a player coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important, because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important, and still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game, man. The game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot. The piece of advice you've always told me, man. So you continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, man.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life.
Right.
You capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it, so, hopefully it shows.
Minnesota making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. And for the Suns, Williams, he's checked in for Alex Len. Marquise Chris comes in for Jared Dudley. And Warren subbed in for Jackson.
Yeah, and that's just Butler staying alert, right? He keeps his eyes up. He's willing to make the extra pass. This guy understands the game.
And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
Man, you know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lue, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who had been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Bielitsa, he checks in for Gorgie Dang. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Tyus Jones. Phoenix also making some changes. Troy Daniels, he's checked in for Devin Booker. And Tyler Hughes subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. That's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Suns.
And they've been doing a great job of getting into the paint and scoring inside. The defense allowing them easy access to the rim, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. The Timberwolves, number 1.
And that's the way they have to play in order to win. They've got rebounders, so they've got to go after those second and third opportunities whenever they can.
And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, I mean Jordan,
Timmy,
yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is an inner animal that you never speak about. We're all a little off. We're all a little dark, but that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one's ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Cole that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
He did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. Shot clock at 5. Here's Ulis. Here's Chris. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard. Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Minnesota shooting their first free throw of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about prepared and who I'm a guard and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. We actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job.
Well, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Minnesota. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, the Suns, not really any threat right now, as their record showing a lot more losses.
And seeing where the Suns are, it's been a nice run they're on to start the season, especially when you compare it to the way it ended just a year ago.
And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level.
Yeah.
When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a one, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing's speeding them up. Special players. But I get a front row seat of seeing Ray Allen, the same thing. He had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
Obviously, he's not the top priority for the defense in those situations. It results in an open three.
Ulis kicks to Warren. There's a screen by Chris from the baseline. And the shot is long.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
And stolen by Chris. Warren against Muhammad. Unloads from 9. Warren, good. Warren's got his first points of the game.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
I like the synergy, right? The ball is moving well, and they're seeing that hard work pay off.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Brooks with it. Pass to Muhammad. There's the pick. Off the screen. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Mahimi's got 6.
Well, listen, if you're going to let Mahimi square up from the mid-range, you may be in for a surprise. This guy has worked diligently on that aspect of his game.
And so it's Minnesota heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And we'll be right back after this. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
I mean, tremendous ball and body movement to start this game.
I think they're moving the basketball incredibly well and getting to the right spots on the floor, and it's really providing easy opportunities.
Suns trail by 7. Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done? Any player that you wish you would have played with? Any regret in that form that lingers with you in return?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you sit back and think about I would love to play with Cole for a year or got to, team, at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance. Wasn't it like a rumor one time?
It was. My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. It's what it was. But, Cole.
You wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything?
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray, my connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even gonna front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual with my boys, and we sit back and we watch the game and loving the game.
Yeah. Setting the floor for the Suns. Warren is the 3 while Chris plays the 4. It's Allen Williams. Then it's Ulis. And it's Daniels in at the 2 spot. Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down to 9 points with the basket from Ulis. Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old.
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. You know, things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You know, you're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me. On top of still going to high school, trying to, you know, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
Well, this guy, a top 10 pick in 2016, we have seen Marquise Chris's talent. We've also seen the areas where he can improve.
Knights checked in for Daniels. Ielitsa passes to Mahimi. Comes up empty down low. Suns trail by 9. Kevin, we know how hard the players work. The elite players work the hardest. We know the coaches work so hard. Everyone in that coaching staff, everyone wants the game called right. Is an added referee something that would help the game in any way, do you think?
More eyes on it.
We got 3 right now.
Listen, that's a lot,
that
man.
Is a lot.
And we're yelling at those 3. Listen, more eyes on the prize, if you will, so be it. It's just about how the game is. You want referees to be consistent. You want referees to also let the guys play a little bit. You know, that's just my preference. I'm not a league official, nor do I know flow and momentum. I'm just talking from a fan perspective and watching it.
Yes.
But, you know, as a player, find things to complain about because that's what a player does when it comes to advantage versus disadvantage. But fourth ref, I don't think it would hurt. To me, it would be about how they were calling it.
Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I could tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, you know, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, just, you know, around each other, understanding each other, you know, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little.
Seriously, because, you know, none of us spoke Italian. You know, if we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be and letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top aggressive and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, you know, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here. To the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple things on defense, Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special, and that's how that felt.
Kevin, over the years, we've seen a number of super teams develop, and in the Warriors' case, it's not the big 3, it's the big 4. Is this a trend you see continuing? You did it in Boston.
Man, look,
you were the original big 3.
It seems like it, eh? You know, right.
You were the original big 3.
You know what? It's like an innovative type of thing, right? I didn't even know that we were doing that. Right, because LeBron come back and do what? LeBron goes to
Miami. He's the big
after
3
that,
right down there. Yeah.
And then what? Then it just starts morphing into these different things, right?
KD to Golden State.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What do you think of that?
I think this is pretty much the norm. You know what? Listen, I think KD took a lot of heat for it, but when you really think about what he's doing, is that, let's say 20 years from now, he sits back and he wants to talk to Steph, wants to talk to Draymond, wants to talk to Clay. These are all going to be 3 greats with him. I'm just talking about those 3 guys. He's playing with 3 other greats. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to play with 3 other greats in the prime, Kev, you're going to do that. And if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
Plan a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Glenn, a screen. Knight. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford. And Kevin, you look at the star players joining up today. At the end of the day, it's about winning.
The game is about winning. More importantly, it's about these bonds that you're able to establish. Those guys are going to be brothers forever. Now, I get the whole OKC, him leaving, right? But this is morphing into something else, and I think that this is going to be part of the norm.
Championships.
It is, man, and that's what you're in this for. You go to build these things. I don't know if I would have done it like that, but I understand it. I get it. He's playing with the other greats that's making the game more efficient for him, and it's working. But, yes, I see this being the norm in the league.
Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, see, Webb was kind of he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe. Who do I most resemble?
Well, not only that, but just some direction. At the time, I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off and showcase it.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh, my God.
But look at what happened,
bring the ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
Back to Gibson, and Muhammad has it in the corner. Crawford kicks to Brooks. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Brooks has got his second basket of the game.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And the Suns call time. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
You know what, though? Not only did they get to the free throw line a lot, but they converted at a high clip.
Well, they pushed the action on the offensive end, strategically super aggressive, and it really paid off for them at the free throw line.
Group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Mahinmi. Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And Jones subbed in for Brooks. Phoenix also making some changes. Booker comes in for Ulis. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Knight. Basket good. 8 points for Alex Len. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, when you play with Andrew Wiggins, you saw firsthand just how explosive he can be. What impresses you most about where he is right now and where he could go?
Man, Andrew's potential is through the roof. I've told him this countless times that when he wants to, he can. There's nothing that he can't do. It's just about his consistency and how he sees that, man. I told him, man, the world is his. I've yet to see a player in our league that has the athletic ability that he has, mixed with the IQ and being able to be players on both sides of the ball if he wants to. This kid is super long. He's fast. He's deceptionally fast. Like, I don't think people know how fast he really is. Great shooter, has a great IQ, not a good IQ, a great IQ. I told him, man, you know, I would like to see him with a little more oomph in his step. But if you know Drew, he's laid back. He's super cool. He's smooth with it, and his game reminds you of Steve Smith. And when Smitty used to, you know, rock people to sleep, he has a very good patience to his game.
Here's Jang. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Jang's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Listen, he's been a key component of their offense tonight. Efficient and effective.
Len, a screen. Bledsoe kicks to Len. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 3 assists now in this one. And Kevin, do you think you gravitate towards those young players because you were in their shoes at one time as a very, very young player in this league?
A little bit, but more importantly, I see it. I see it in him. I see it that if he pushed through a little bit, and you know
it. You spot it.
Absolutely, yeah. Because you know what you see in young talent, you see it when it's there. When it's right in your face, like, holy, here, go get a rebound, put it back, dunk the ball, steal it, dunk it, come back down, and then be like, huh? You know, I often wonder how much Drew is actually stimulated. You know, he gets bored very easily, but when he turns it on, he is one of the best and is going to be one of the best in our league.
No good from Bledsoe.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? We're spinning up with you. How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil's super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us and never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. And good that time.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And here's Jones. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Butler kicks to Zhang. Stolen by Warren. KG, I know you can't stay any longer. You've got to move on, but we appreciate your time, and it's always great to see you.
Kev, anytime, man. It's great to see you, man. And anytime you need me, you let me know, man. I'm yours.
Former MVP, Defensive Player of the Year and champion, Kevin Garnett. And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm, and it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
And he comes up with the deuce. Bielitsa's got 5.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Bledsoe kicks to Williams. Booker outside. Fires from 18. Yes, that goes in. 8 points for him.
Well, the jumper is dangerous from anywhere, there's no doubt, but mid-range is where Booker hits the highest percentage.
Now here's Jones. The pass to Bielitsa. Butler from outside. And so it's Minnesota with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Chipney. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance, the hometown fan. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They lead by 10. How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the...
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Nice game. Great performance by Mahinmi.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
The second half just about to get going here. Dorser talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course, tenacious on-ball defender.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Minnesota, Jones and Butler in the backcourt. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. And it's Jang in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Simply have to go up stronger than that. Could be a simple layup if he shows a little more determination.
Len, no good on that one. And Minnesota will come the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
You know, sometimes you're going to win because of your performance, and on occasions, which was the case for them, it's the play of your opponent that allows you to escape with wins.
Well, there's no doubt. The offense looked scattered. Tons of turnovers, some of them forced, certainly, but many were not. It was made easy to defend.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Zhang inside, Len on him. Jones kicks to Zhang, dishes it to Wiggins. Timberwolves passing it around. And Butler gets it to go.
What great rhythm on the jumper. Every year, Butler gains more and more confidence in that catch-and-shoot game.
They set the screen. Knock loose. The 3 from Dudley. Minnesota with the rebound. Right side Jones. And it's Gibson that time on the assist by Jones. Jones has got 5 assists in the game. Jones against Bledsoe. Glenn a screen. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Eric Bledsoe. Wiggins kicks to Gibson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gibson's got 8 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
The feed now to Wiggins. Over Jackson. Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. That's 10 points for Taj Gibson.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And the Suns call time.
You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. There are far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
Now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Timberwolves.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there. Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 10 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Wiggins dishes to Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Suns trail by 13. And the Phoenix Suns, one of the younger teams in the NBA.
And I think, Kevin, you have to give credit to the Suns organization for making some great picks in the draft. Devin Booker and Marquise Chris both look like steals given where they were taken. The front office has added some franchise cornerstones even before drafting Josh Jackson this summer. Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
And they double up Butler. Back to Jang. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Jang's got 18 points.
Listen, this guy's shooting it well enough these days, is Gorgie Zhang. You might want to run him off his spot and make him put it on the deck.
Bledsoe against Jones. There's the screen. Bledsoe kicks to Jackson. Jacks up a three. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Eric Bledsoe.
Well, this catch-and-shoot game, something Eric Bledsoe has worked so hard on, and it really pays off that time.
Zhang, the pass to Gibson. The kick outside to Butler. Jones for three. Kept alive. Here's Gibson. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Bledsoe dishes to Jackson. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Timberwolves, number 1.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Mahimi's checked in for Jang. Crawford comes in for Jimmy Butler, and Brooks subbed in for Tyus Jones. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. Mahimi kicks to Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, you love to watch Taj Gibson start to cook on the offensive end. Right now, just playing to his strength.
Suns trail by 14. Knight with it. Guarded now by Aaron Brooks. Chris with it. Mahimi on him. No good from Booker. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Brooks outside. Crawford outside. To the inside. Mahimi kicks to Gibson. Shoots over Len. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Chris has got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low. Deflects the pass. And he banks in the layup. Chris has got 6.
Well, you love the aggressiveness. Chris not drifting around on the outside. He's getting it done in the painted area.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score. Well, just loses his head for a moment. That's not overthinking. That's just not thinking.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Muhammad's checked in. Allen Williams, he's checked in for Phoenix. Ulis comes in for Jackson. Brooks kicks to Crawford. Now Brooks to the left side wing. 5 to shoot. Crawford passes to Brooks. Here's Gibson. Booker pulls it in. Suns trail by 14. To the paint. Here's Ulis. Good. A nice assist from Booker. That's now 8 points for Tyler Ulis.
You know, for a first guy early in his career, Booker's been tremendous finding the open man.
Mahimi, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Booker with it. Now defended by Muhammad.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself, he converted in a big way.
Hey, Doris, Shabazz Muhammad, a player that has slid nicely into that sixth-man role, comes in looking to score, but does so in an efficient manner and can help his offense without taking too many shots.
Right, Kev. You don't find too many sixth men who will come and consistently shoot over 45%. Shabazz Muhammad has done exactly that, and it's rare to have that kind of efficiency off the bench.
Bielitsa, he's checked in for Minnesota. Out of bounds, Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession. There's a screen by Williams. Here's Knight. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Knight's got his first basket.
Boy, he really does such a good job finishing on the move, even after contact. Knight's so aggressive right now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Ulis kicks to Warren. Stolen by Brooks. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Mahimi dishes to Muhammad. Nailed from three-point land. Muhammad's got 6.
What you love about Muhammad, his hands are always ready to catch the ball and his mind trained on the bucket.
Warren the pass tonight. There's a screen by Chris. Back to Warren. Ulis at the elbow. Good ball movement here by the Suns. A nice shot by Knight.
Sporting the lethal jumper. Knight has no trouble with his range, that's for sure.
Here's Brooks. He kicks to Mahimi. 6 on the shot clock. Muhammad against Warren. And the Suns tack on 2 more. Timberwolves leading by 11. Brooks kicks to Mahimi. Williams with the steal. Here's Ulis. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. 10 points for Tyler Ulis.
And you have to admire his focus. Not a good matchup for him in terms of size differential.
No, but that play is about his will, right? He won't back down from the big man. He's going to take it right to him.
Suns trail by 11. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's his first foul. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Aaron Brooks. Daniels, he's checked in for Phoenix. Warren against Muhammad. And it's Bielitsa with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. That's his first personal foul. Now, here's Ulis, defended by Jones. Rebound, Minnesota.
I'll tell you, he's not going to get in his coach's good graces if he's missing wide open looks like that.
Crawford outside. It's Bielitsa. Banked in off the glass. Bielitsa's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Warren dishes to Daniels. There's a screen by Chris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He tries for 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Chris has got 9.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Muhammad on the wing. Pass to Mahimi. Williams comes with a double team. Mahimi kicks to Jones. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. 5 5 points in the game.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
There's a screen by Williams. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's foul number 2 for him. Gorgie Dangs checked in for the Timberwolves. Now, here's Ulis. Tight defense on him. Pass to Chris. Over Jang. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Mahimi's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Feeds to Muhammad. The dish to Mahimi. Back to Muhammad. Fires for 3. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got his 6th rebound on the night. Launches the 3, and with that shot, the Minnesota leaders cut down to 9 in the bucket from Daniels.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Up their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
There's Crawford with the 3. No dice on the putback jam. Daniels with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. The Suns have yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
And he sinks the second. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the third. Jones with 5 points in the game. And Muhammad has it in the corner. Here's Mahimi. Here's Jang, and finished off by Jang.
Yeah, you can't afford to let Gorgie Jang float around on the offensive glass. He's going to find a way to hurt you.
And so it's Minnesota going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And we'll be right back after this. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
One shot, then when we make a miss, run and run through so we get some spacing. Make the game easy.
You know, guys, we hear a lot of coaches preach all this. Tom Thibodeau wanting defensive rebounding and then faster pace on offense.
Yeah, and that shows you he knows the pulse of his team. He knows that they're not quite energized. Their play rises to a whole nother level when they are.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. Booker and Warren on the perimeter. Jared Dudley out there with Allen Williams. And it's Bledsoe in at the point guard position. Count the basket.
That's just a strong move by Bledsoe, using his power, his athleticism to convert inside.
Butler kicks to Zhang over Williams. It's hauled in by Warren. Suns trail by 10. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And Muhammad the bucket on the assist from Mahimi. And that's now 11 points for Shabazz Muhammad.
And that's the money shot. Muhammad trying to become more consistent from distance.
Jones against Bledsoe. Booker outside. Poked away. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Kicks to Jang. And Muhammad has it in the corner. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Booker against Butler. Booker inside. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
All the tools. When you're talking about Booker, he's got everything he needs to be one of the league's great scorers.
I tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. Superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
Bledsoe passes to Williams. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Suns. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Gibson comes in for Mahimi. And Wiggins is subbed in for Shabazz Muhammad. And for the Suns, Alex Len's checked in for Williams. And it's Jackson in for T.J. Warren. Suns trail by 13. Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame. Something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut to just 9 on the basket from Dudley. The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Wiggins kicks to Zhang. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 5 assists in the game. Phoenix has gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Booker dishes to Len. Back to Booker. Just 5 on the clock. Over Wiggins. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, he gets the separation he needs. You can't say the same for his aim, though.
Count that one. 7 points for Tyus Jones.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Bledsoe with Jones covering for 3. Booker, another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, fantastic rhythm on the catch and shoot. A lot of times that comes from Booker's terrific body control.
Jones kicks to Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
I'll tell you, that play was not as easy as he made it look. A moving target, it has to be perfectly placed, really pretty.
Bledsoe against Jones. From 13, no good from Bledsoe. Timberwolves leading by 12. Jones kicks to Zhang. That shot misses. Now the Suns take it the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. And their road trip is only getting started as that's the second of 6 for them. Timberwolves have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Really getting it done. The offensive rebound, Gibson, and he converts the layup. Gibson's got 24 points.
Well, Taj Gibson has built his NBA game on his ability to rebound the basketball consistently. What a great nose for it he has.
Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Jackson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Butler against Booker. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, Taj Gibson, a terrific athlete, easily gets off the floor to finish with authority.
Outside Jackson. Suns moving the ball around. Timberwolves leading by 13. And here's Jones. Outside Butler. He feeds it to Zhang. Left side Gibson. He dishes it to Butler. Over Booker. And Butler gets it to go on the assist from Gibson. 12 points for Jimmy Butler.
Well, despite the defender crowding his space, Jimmy Butler looks very comfortable in that contest. That's a pretty jumper.
Bledsoe with it. Now defended by Wiggins. No good from Bledsoe.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now here's Jones. Right side Gibson. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. Suns trail by 15. Over to the left wing. Bledsoe passes to Len to the middle. And the basket by Jackson. Jackson's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
Outside Butler. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. The Suns shooting so well, 63%. The offense working as one cohesive unit. Booker outside. Lets it go from deep. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Booker's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Suns. Timberwolves leading by 10. Jones dishes to Wiggins. Here's Jang. Rebounded by Dudley. Dudley's got his fourth rebound in this one.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Jang, and finished off by Jang.
Well, no question. Jang is showing greater confidence on the offensive end tonight.
Suns trail by 12. Now Bledsoe. Passes it to Booker. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. And more, it's looking like Devin Booker, the 13th pick in the 2015 draft, is going to be one of the biggest steals of that draft class.
And he's one that all GMs are looking at, and they wish they could have a redo. I mean, Booker was very young when he entered the draft, and some teams maybe shied away from that. But clearly he's shown that he could be one of the best players in that class.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Bledsoe kicks to Booker, launches it. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gibson's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Wiggins passes to Jones. Shot clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Gibson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, Taj Gibson is a pro's pro. The rugged power forward is known for his consistency. You can count on this guy game in and game out.
One trend we've seen, Doris, is the shift away from one primary ball handler toward a more collective approach. You think that change is here to stay?
Well, it'll be interesting. I do think the NBA is very much a copycat league. So you think back to the 90s and the slowed down, grinded battles between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, to now the pace and space offenses that is so much fun for us to watch. What's the next evolution? We saw the San Antonio Spurs play big. Is there a team that wants to reformulate the NBA, find success? As you know, everybody's trying to be the champ. Right now, the champ is all about pace and space and equal opportunity offense.
Indeed. And the Suns call time here.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Taj Gibson.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on what Earl Watson had to say to the team. he is not happy with the sloppy play offensively. He said, make the easy play, take care of the ball. We can't afford to just give away golden opportunities. And we'll see if they can clean it up, guys.
I'll tell you, he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
Here's Wiggins. Gibson the screen. Outside, Jones. And the pass to Gibson. Over Len. Len grabs the board. Len's got his third rebound on the night. Bledsoe kicks to Dudley. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Dudley's got it back down to within single digits for the Suns.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
Well, they've got the green light to pull the trigger from three, and I'll tell you, they put it to good use here.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup. I'll tell you, Gorgui Dieng is improving and becoming a value at the center spot with all that length. He challenges shots. He's got a nice face-up touch. There's a lot to like with this guy.
They double him with Wiggins. Jackson dishes to Len. Back to Jackson, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Jones, the pass to Dieng. Here's Wiggins. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
And with Dieng's length and touch, you feel comfortable playing him at either the 4 or the 5. And also versatile enough yours to play as a starter or off the bench.
Right. It's hard to find a big man who does as much as Gorgui Dieng. He doesn't necessarily dominate in one area, but this guy always finds a way to contribute.
A nice shot by Booker.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Timberwolves.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Hey, listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Taj Gibson.
Boy, what a tremendous display of offensive firepower. It mattered not the size, the type of defender they put on him. He made easy work of it.
And Jackson gets it to go.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
Jones with it. From deep three-point range, it's off. And so Minnesota takes the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, so I just gotta focus on me, this team, can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris